Hi guys, and welcome to Hotel Management System Developed in Delphi with a database. So guys, let me show you how this works. So in here we have currency converter, which we can close, and suppose we want to convert this value that we have in there. Come in here and just enter that. Let's say we want to convert it to maybe US dollars. Select and come right down here, click on convert. There we go. There. And you can also add up all of the details we have in here using the calculator. 995 plus whatever we have in here, 2.807. There we go. And all of this data, they are officially on the database, which you guys can have a look at if you come right here. There, that is Mary there, Mary Dial Allen, and all of our information there. So let's go back in here. So we add new data. So to add a new data, just click on plus, and you can then add your new data. Let's assume the reference number happens to be 98. That's the reference number. And customer's name, let's say customer's name is Yellow. Mickey, something like that, and the address is number 15 Will Lane, and postcode. That's the postcode. Mobile number, and so on. And it's let's just speed that up and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Let's enter the rest details in there, and it's going to be in the hotel for about 6 days. I'm coming here, room single, room number, and telephone number. Gender is female, and date of birth. ID type, and let's say she's got a passport, and there. So all they need to do is to click on total. There, for 6 days she's going to be paying that much, and you can convert that if you want. So let's assume you want to convert 575.4 to wherever she's traveling to. Let's say she's going to USA. There, and you can close that, and that's all there is to that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Delphi development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. And welcome to Hotel Management System Developed in Delphi. I'm going to start by clicking on File, New, Window VCL. There. Before I go any further, I'm going to save my project. Click on Save Project As. I'm going to call that Hotel. And I'm going to save it in the following directory. Click on Save. Now let's save the project as. Let's go for Hotel. Let's add an S to that. Click on Save. Now select the form, and let's change the dimension of the form. So I'm going to go straight in here. You see where we have a caption. I'm going to first of all, I'm going to change that to Hotel Management System. There we go. And now let's change the height. I'm going to make the height 720, and the width I'm going to make that 1386. press enter. Brilliant. So the next thing I'm going to do now, first of all, let me add TP TT, no, let's go for TP page control. Grab the page control, just dump it right there. Now right click on this very page control and select add new. Right click again, add another one, so we have two page controls. Select the very first page control, and I'm just going to add that as, let's change the caption of that, of this very first one. Make sure the first one is selected. Come in here and let's change the caption to hotel system. There. Select the second tab, make sure it's selected. Change the caption of that second one. We change that to hotel database. There. That is fine. Now drag it and let's position it properly. Let's drag and just fill it up. That's fine. Now the next thing I want to do now, okay, the next thing, let me add a panel or a plane panel. Grab hold of that panel and just draw it there. There we go, that's my panel right there. Let's move it where I can see it. Good. I'm also going to change the color of this panel, so let's come into the color right underneath here and let's make it a little bit darker. I think that might be too dark for me. Okay, I'm going to settle for that and get rid of the text content in there. That is it, gone. I'm going to need a couple of those. So let's select it, drag it that much and copy and paste. Copy it, paste. We have two here. Copy again and paste. And I'm going to paste just one more right there. Okay, so I think I have about 6 there, but I'm going to need more than 6. So to create room for them, let's start work with just the alignment of these panels. This very one here, I'm going to drag it that much. And something like that we do. And just move it up a little bit. And maybe repeat the same thing for this other one. The one at the top, I'm going to be using that for, I'm going to use this for my calendar. Yeah, I think I have enough room. One of them is going to be used for the calendar anyway. And let's copy this, Control C, and just paste it right there. Yeah, I'm going to use this for calculator. Alright, for the calendar, let's come in here and just type in TP calendar. I think I will settle for this one. Let's see how that's going to look like. There, it seems, looks like it's a bit too large, but I can always reduce the font anyway. Alright, with the default date there, that is good. Now the next thing is, you see right here, I'm going to do as follows. Let's come in here, just grab hold of TP, no, okay, TB, we need buttons here. We're going to need one, I think maybe 2 buttons. 1, Control C, copy, and 2, paste. Alright, then I'm also going to need T-edit. 1 right at the top. T edit. We need T combo box. Then we also need T label. The T label will be the output. So in here, that is this is going to be for my currency converter. Right. This tutorial is going to be a very huge one, so you guys have to be prepared. Okay, paste that in there. Just maybe change the data in there to currency converter. Let's go to the caption. There we go. You can also increase the font a little bit. For now. Okay, it's coming up gradually. Now here, I'm going to first of all copy. Let's copy this and copy this as well. One, hold on to the shift, copy and paste it right in here. This is going to be for my calculator. Right, so let's drag this. Yeah, I think that much. I don't want it to be too wide. In that case, I may have to change the appearance of this as well and reduce the font that I have in there. Let's see, what's the font? 15. Let's make it about 12. Yeah, that looks a bit sharper, much better. Okay, something like that. Okay, so for this calculator, let's do as follows. Right, we have about 4 in there. I may have to increase the amount of buttons for this calculator. Alright, just copy that first. Copy, paste. We have 2, and we have 3, 4. Okay, we have 4 in there. Almost there. Okay, I'm going to copy these buttons. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Right. Okay, it's coming up gradually. This is kind of like the difficult part of it. Let's change this font again. I'm going to make it maybe about 10 so that we have enough room. Okay, looking much better really. Okay, that's good. Move this up. And there we go. Right. Okay, for the other part of it, let's even run it. I just want to run it and see how that looks like. Okay, my debug is missing. I'm going to right click and just select debug. There we go. Now let's click on run. Just want to see how that's going to look like. There we go. This is how it's looking now. Okay, we're not there yet, but it's looking pretty good. I'm going to have to add more buttons here, but let's try and finish up the rest of this. So I'm going to exit out, and right here I'm going to add edit as well. Labels and edit. So let's first of all go for T label, grab that, paste it here, T edit, and paste. Now those two components that I just added, I'm going to increase the font size to something readable. Then I can copy it around. Let's see, it's coming up. Let's make it about 20 something, maybe 22. There we go. Alright, let's copy and paste that. Control C, paste. Alright, copy again. Control C, paste. And Control C again and paste. Alright, move this down a little bit and bring this down. Okay, because I'm going to need more rooms, I'm going to reduce the size of this font, make it 20 regular. Alright, so let's kind of like rearrange it all, and I will then get back to you guys. Okay, right underneath here I'm going to need, let's go for about 3 of those. Copy that and just paste it right here. Alright. Okay, so here, let's go up here. I will need about 3 as well on this side, so copy all of this. So you guys can also always speed up the whole process, because this might be time consuming, or this is actually time consuming. Paste another 3 in here. Right, just adjust this and readjust this as well. And I'm going to copy this, copy and paste it right underneath here. Alright, so we can kind of like squeeze in another combo box there. No, let's squeeze in a navigator. So copy this and just paste it there. And I'm going to delete all of this in there. Bring it down. Okay, something like that. Right, we seems to have some room to play around. So I'm going to extend the width of every single component. Very good, looking much better. Okay, so close that, and let's come right in here and grab hold of TDB navigator. There we go. Grab that and just paste it in here. We're gonna have to adjust that right now. Let's just paste it there. Alright, so what I want to do next is, because this is getting longer than expected, I'm going to just speed up the design of the interface, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay guys, I've finished enhancing the look of the interface, so all this is left to do now is just to start giving each of the component their appropriate names. So I'm going to exit out. So let's put 1 or 2 together, then I will then speed up the others. So this very one, this is going to be known as customer's reference. There we go. That's the very first one. And the this very text box there, let's give it an official name. So the name for that will become, maybe we should just go for, I'm going to call it TXT editor, text box editor customer. There, that one is taken care of. Make sure you press enter, else it's not going to work. The next one, this one is going to be first name. So let's go for the caption there. And that, the official name for that will become as the variable name, txt first name. Then next one here is going to be surname. Grab this and just change that to surname. There we go. And here, change the caption to surname. So I suppose you guys get the whole idea. I'm going to have to speed that up and get back to you shortly. Okay guys, the design of the interface is almost completed. So now let's exit out. There's a couple of things I'm going to take care of now. Something like this very one. I'm going to delete that because I want to add a T combo. There we go. Grab that and just draw it here. Alright. I have my T combo there. I think I'm going to need that T combo in somewhere else. But first thing first, let's increase the font size of that to something a little bit readable. I'm going to come right down here. Let's make it maybe about 20. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm going to copy it. I will need it for room type here. So let's copy, Control C, and let's come right here where we have room type. I'm going to get rid of that, delete that, and I'm going to delete room number as well and just paste that in here, paste it right there, and let's paste another one there so we have that sorted. Good. Now let's come in here. You see the gender as well. Get rid of that. Paste one in here. Yep, we need one for gender. And ID type. Paste one in here for ID type. Okay. Alright. So that's fine. Now I'm going to change the name of that combo. Let's come in here where we have name and let's change that to CMB ID. Okay. Identity. That's fine. Press enter. And this is going to be CMB gender. CMB room number. There we go. Press enter. And here CMB type of room or room type, whatever. Room type. it here. That's going to be T and B, nationality. Alright, all taken care of. Okay then. Now one more thing we need to do now. Let's come in here now and start adding some couple of lines of codes. I'm going to start with that of calculator. You see these buttons? Let's see if I can select all of these numeric values. Select it all together. I'm going to come straight to events, and in here you see where we have on click. I'm just going to enter number, click in there and press enter. Okay, let's hope it's going to work for all of them. Now with the on click event on, I'm going to declare the following variable. Let's come in here, local. Okay, let's create an object. So I'm going to call that BTN, stands for button, column, and the object that I'm creating is going to be T button. There, and right in here it's going to be a sender though. So let's come in and just say BTN column equals sender as a button, T button. There we go. Now he knows this is it just a messenger. So now let's come down here and use a new statement. If txt, what is the name of that very text box? Let's come back in here. Just want to check. It has no name, so let's go back in here. I'm gonna have to give it a name. Let's call it txt e display. Okay, txt e display. Press enter. Copy that. I think the rest do have a name. Yeah, txt e display. If txt e display dot text equals the value of 0, although it doesn't have a value for right now, so officially there should be a value in there, and that is meant to be 0. Come in here, enter a 0 in there, and at the same time I might as well just get it aligned. Let's align it right there. Alright, it has a name and is aligned right. Okay, so come back to my code. Now that is correct. We can now say begin. So right underneath here, I'm going to ask it to begin. txt, no, get rid of that double equals or double quote. I mean, there should be one single quotes there, right? So in that case, txt display e display, that will be equals the very first value, and that's going to be btn dot caption. There we go. So when you click on it, the first value will automatically be displayed. Else, get rid of that and say else this equals this plus btn dot caption. There. Okay, so that is done. Now come right here and that. Now I'm going to now come down here and just lay end there. Okay, bring this here. There should be begin here, else I want you to begin the following. Right. Alright, I think that should take care of all of the numeric buttons. So let's run it and see. There we go. Right, decision time, look at that. So that makes life easy for us instead of having to type in everything all over. Okay, so end that. There's one thing I should have done. Let's come up here. You see where we have the private. I'm going to declare a global variable in there. The global variable is in the private area because it only belongs to this very program. If I say it's public, that means every other program can use the variable. So I'm going to say first number, comma, second number, and comma, I'm going to go for answer. There we go. Column, all of those uses the following. There. Now let's create another one that is going to be for answer char for my operators. Okay, I have my first variable is declared. Now let's go back down here or go straight to the design view. Inside the design view, I'm going to start with backspace. Double click on the backspace. With the backspace, let's copy this txt display. Come right down here. txt display column equals. Copy whatever you have in it. In txt display is copied, comma, and minus it by 1 the length of txt display. Close the bracket, minus 1. Enter semicolon. Let's collapse this so that we have enough room. Okay, so that should officially take care of the backspace. Let's make sure it's correct here. I'm going to try it out. Let's try it out. It's coming up. And okay, let's check our backspace. Backspace. Now the last digit is gone, or the last number is gone. Guess what? Let's take care of that by using an if statement, because if it's empty, we want it to default back to 0. So I'm going to copy all of this, copy that, and just paste it right in here. So let's come down here where we have our backspace, paste all of that right there. If it's empty, default back to 0. There we go. And we just end it, get rid of begin. We don't need begin there. And that's it. Let's take care of that. If it's empty, default back to 0. Let's run it. Run. Now enter some value in there. Backspace. There we go. That is fine. So let's take care of clear entering. Oh, copy this. Let's copy this and use that for clear. Come right down here, double click on clear, paste that in there. That takes care of clear. Now for the clear entering, double click on clear entering. With the clear entry, let's declare 2 local variable. Let's say f comma s. Right, those are the 2 local variable, and those 2 variable will be string character. or the string will be string data type. Now right underneath here we want txt display is equals 0 and f, we're taking the value of first number, and the s, we also taking the value of second number. S taking second number. Yeah. Now they both know which value to take on, but at the same time they can delete whatever value they have. So that's gone. Let's delete that of s as well. So which value is in place should be deleted, so that is taken care of. So that is my clear entry taken care of. Alright, if I run it, you won't understand how the clear entry work now, except if you are very much experienced into it. Let's see, that should have column. Alright, let's run it. Column is there. Let's run it and see. It's coming up. There we go. Clear entry. There we go. Look at that. So that's fine. Now, clear entry is done. Backspace is done. Let's take care of plus minus. With the plus minus, I'm going to declare local variable. Let's say the local variable is called plus minus. That's my local variable. Column is let's say a real number. So plus minus is going to take in whatever we have inside the text box. Come right down here. Plus minus equals whatever value we have inside txt. Okay, but it has to be converted, so let's convert it to string to float. Okay, it's converted straight into string to float. Now let's come right down here now, say plus minus equals, we now want to convert float to string. At the same time we'll say -1 multiplied by plus minus. So what will happen is, if you click on the plus minus, whatever value you select multiplied by 1, that will be minus, maybe let's say if you select 9, that will become -9, and that is it. So let's enter semicolon there for you for that. I'm going to run it now. Run. So if you are wondering why do we have a calculator there, this is an hospital, this is an hotel management system, and the cashier or the sales assistant may want to add up whatever value. There we go. Plus minus works. Clear. Okay, now let's take care of the various arithmetic operators. Then we take care of the equals and so on. Double click on the plus. There we go. Now with the plus, I'm going to say first number equals this. So there's no conversion because first number is a string, and in that case operator is going to be equals plus there, and let's clear. So clear. So that takes care of the first operand. The first operand is taken care of. I'm going to copy that. One other thing is you can also create an object for that, or an event. Sorry, an event. You can use an event for that if you know how to convert string to a char character. Okay, so repeat the same thing here. Enter multiplication, and just one more. Double click on division, paste, and change that to division. All done. Now let's take care of this. Double click on, and what we need to do in there is, let's use an if statement. If op, if that is has the value of a decimal, get rid of this. This is a mass function for your information, and we say comma txt display, txt display, that will become, paste this there, less than or equals to 0, close the bracket, then what we want the system to do, there should be a comma here. We now want the system to exit, else we want the system txt display equals txt display plus whatever value we have on the text box, on the button, I mean, that is the caption. Whatever you have on the caption, there we go. And now if you look at these exits, what I'm just saying here is, if you have a decimal on it already, just exit, don't bother, else do this. Okay, it's as simple as that. So I'm going to run it. Let's save that, run, and let's see how it works. Oh, I have errors. Let's see, where are the errors? Okay, in here that you have there. Okay, I'm going to check the others, because it said I've got 9 in total, so that is for addition. Let's look for the others. I have one here and another one here, and one more to go, and one more here. That's it, all done. So this is the operands, the arithmetic operators. Make sure your first number do have column and equals. That's the confusion if you program in other languages. So let's see another one. There's some error somewhere as well. Oh, look at this as well. Come on, man. Right. Let's see the others. Yeah. And there's two more. There's one here and one more. Yeah, that's fine. Here. So hopefully I've taken care of all of the operators. Now run that again. Okay, that's fine, no more error. Okay, let's check out our decimal. That is it. Enter some value and let's click. You see, exit straight away. You cannot use the decimal anymore because there's one there. There we go. So it's working fine. That's good. Okay, finally let's take care of the equals. So with the equals, I'm going to say second number equals, no, this is not Visual Basic. Second number equals this. Grab that, paste that in here, and if operator equals the plus sign, then answer equals first number plus second number. There. But we need to convert this, so let's do this. Here we should enter, first of all, let's say float to string and string to float. There. That's the very first one. Close that. And we also need for the second one, I'm going to copy this and paste it right here. Close this. Alright. Okay, let's close the bracket again, and that should take care of that. Now, we now want to assign the value straight into the text box itself. So right here we just say text box txte display. That is equals answer. There we go. I should take care of the very first one. Alright, so I'm going to copy this and let's use it for the others. Copy, come right down here. We now want to use that to be for the plus. Okay, this would be for subtraction. This would be multiplication, and we have division here. I think that is it with the calculator is taken care of. So let's run the program. Run. Oh, we have an error. Let's see, where's the error? Okay, I need column here, another column here as well, and another one, and another one. Okay, let's run it one more time. Run. No more error, that's fine. Okay, so let's try it out. Plus 3 equals that. Divide by 8. There. Backspace, backspace. Multiply by 9. No, I don't want to multiply by 9. Clear entry. Multiply by 2 equals 22. That's correct. And that's it. The calculator is officially out of the way. It's all taken care of. Okay guys, what I want to do now is I want to be able to click on whatever date in there, and I would like it to display or to be displayed here. The current date will also be taken care of. So let's exit out. First of all, let's deal with the current date. I'm going to come down here and let's double click on the form. We want form create for the current date. There. So first of all, let me create a variable in here, a local variable, and I'm just going to call that local variable current date. And that is going to be time t date time. Enter semicolon. Now we have the current date. So what I'm going to do now is, you see this, my variable here that is current date. I'm going to grab hold of that, come right down here, paste that right there, and I will say current date equals now. I now need to assign this my current date to this very date here. Let's see, current date. So the name is ETXE current date. So let's grab that variable name. Okay, grab that and back in here. So right underneath here we say txt e current date dot text, and that will be equals let's get it to date to string. So you have to get it converted first, and what we are converting is current date. Come right down here, paste that in there. There we go. So if I run that now, the current date should be displayed on this very text box. So let's run that and make sure that works. There we go. Now I want to be able to click on how long the customer intend to stay in the hotel, and that should be displayed right in here. Okay, so let's come right there, double click on that very calendar, double click on it. So right in here you can see the event is calendar view1 change. The event is the change one. So in there I'm going to enter the name of the text box. So dot text, that will be column equals date to string. We have to get it converted first, and what are we converting? That is going to be the calendar view1 dot date. That is the name of my calendar. It's called calendar view1 dot date. I think that should do it. So if I run it now, we should be able to get when we double click on that, we should be able to get whatever date we want. So I'm going to select, let's assume the customer intend to stay up to 31st. There we go. See that? And 15, 9, whatever. Okay, and that is it. So these two are taken care of. Now that that is taken care of, one other thing I would like to achieve is when I click how many days the customer intend, or when the customer intend to leave, I would like the total displayed in here. So let's try to do that. Okay, let's go to the design view and name the name of this. This is where I want the total to be. So that's the name there. Copy that. And I'm now going to I'll now double click on the calendar itself there. And let's collapse all of this. Collapse this as well. Alright, right underneath here, enter the name of that particular object, and I'm going to say dot text. Now the content in here, that is going to be float, so I want it to be float to string. Open up a bracket. Now since it is date to string, so it's going to be string to date. So let's say string to date, convert string to date. And what am I converting to date? The data is going to be inside txt e rent date. dot text. Rendate dot text. There should be something like that. That's it. Dot text. I think it's called last rendate, not rendate. Yeah. Okay. So close the bracket, and I am now going to subtract that from, let's grab this. Maybe I should come to next line, and that is going to be txt current date dot text. There we go. I think this should take care of the number of days in the hotel. Alright, let's see. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, that is it. Done. Okay, so have a good look at the lines of code. So I'm going to run it and let's try that out. So far there's no error. Okay, so let's assume the customer intend to leave December 31st. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. So it's already Christmas. Okay, now that that is taken care of, let's take care of this. So come down and let's double click on the exit button. Double click on exit. So with the exit, I'm going to say if message, because I would like it to prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not. Dialog, I say is confirm if you want to exit. Confirm if you want to exit. There. That is the first argument. So let's put a comma there. Or we can say, press enter here, and we can say empty confirmation, then square bracket MB yes, comma MB no, and close the square bracket. Then we have a comma there to determine the option we're making, and that is going to be MB yes. And we then say equals, close that and say equals master yes. There. And now let's ask it to, we now want you to actually end the whole process, and we can say begin application dot terminate. There we go. And that should officially take care of my exit. Right, so get rid of this one. I think I have to. So there should be something there. So let's try that out. Run. There we go. Click on exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Confirm if you want to exit. Yes, I want to exit. So that is fine. That's taken care of. Let's make sure that's saved. Now, let's work on this currency converter. Okay, let's add a panel first to this currency converter. I'm going to come in here. Let's just get hold of a panel there, and I'm going to draw that. Get hold of that and just use it to cover this There we go. Right, and I am now going to let's change the font on it. Let's come right here, and where's the font? There we go. Make that bold and just I will make it maybe 28, something like that. No, that might be too much. 24, and I'll just change that to currency converter. So let's come into the thing. Yeah, that is it. Okay, I think that might be too large. Let's reduce the font size, maybe 20. Okay, that's fine. So when you click on this, I want it to disappear, so let's double click on that. That is the name. I think it's panel on click. I want it to disappear, so come right here and say dot visible. That would be equals false. There. Let's see if that's gonna work. I'm gonna run it now and let's just see what's gonna happen with that. There we go. Click on it there, and if I click on this, I want it back. So let's come in here now. Let's exit out, back in here. So that's taken care of now. So I'm just going to kind of like move it aside for now. Then we'll cover it later on, and grab hold of this, double click on that, and we might as well just get hold of this data in here. Copy this and double click on this. Dot visible equals true. There. So that should take care of that. So that's one part of it taken care of. Now let's try it out. Let's see how that's going to work. Run. Now let's try it out. There. Back. There we go. It's working how I want. That's good. Alright, now let's take care of these ones and all of these. Okay, first off, let's go right up here and declare some global variable right underneath here. So let's come right down. Those are the first variable for the calculator, these ones. So, and these ones are going to be for the currency converter. So maybe I should just, so that you guys don't get confused, this is calculator variables. There, calculator variables, and the next one is going to be currency converter variables. Variables. Right, so that is that. Okay, my very first variable, that's going to be, let's say, US dollar, and I think I'm just going to call it currency. There, and there we go. And we have Nigeria and so on. Okay, those are the variables that I intend to use for the currency converter. Now that the variables are in place, I'm also going to take care of let's create a procedure for the zero currency converter. I'm going to copy this and let's come right down here and I will call that procedure maybe currency converter, one word. Right, one word, currency converter. There. Now that I have my currency converter in place, I want you guys to do this. You hold on to your control plus the shift button plus letter C, so that we can create this particular function right down there. So I'm going to hold on to control shift and press letter C. There we go. Look at that, automatically created. So inside my function here, I'm going to first of all declare the following. Let's say British pound sterling underscore pounds. I'm going to make that double. There we go. And I want to initialize that very variable that I've just declared. Let's copy that, come right down here and paste that in there. I will initialize it with whatever is entered. First of all, let's convert to float. And what am I converting to float? It's going to be txt and then e convert, I believe. Dot text. There. So whatever I have inside that very text box, this very text box here, let's move that side. This very text box here, whatever I have in there is converted. Right, so let's go back in here and back into our codes. Now all of the variables that I declare right up there, where is it? There. I'm going to copy them because I intend to assign values to them. Now we need, where's the function? Let me go back to my function. Since I've copied that, that's my function there. Come right down here, paste. Now the declared variables, I'm going to initialize them as follows. Let's say the US dollar is approximately 1.3, and you guys can also go online and just have a look at the current rate. Maybe I should even do that now. So I'm going to open up the browser and let's come in here. Let's look for USA somewhere right down here, US dollar. There we go. Let's see, the rate is actually 1.3. okay, $1.30. okay, minimize that. I was very close. Okay, the currency rate of exchange is added. I had to speed that up because I have to keep going back and forth to the internet to check. Alright, that is it. Now that that is done, I'm going to use an if statement to determine the price actually. So let's have a go at just one of them. Now I'm going to enter, let's use an if statement. I say if C, let's get rid of that. If CMB currency, there we go, dot text, if that is equals, let's say USA, then I want the following. I would ask you to begin as follows. So right underneath here, let's say begin lbl convert dot text. No, lbl is a caption. That will be equals, let's say $sign plus the pound sterling. Let's grab hold of the British pounds, and first of all we have to convert float to string and multiply that by the US dollar right there. Grab hold of that, paste that in there. There we go. So that's my very first condition taken care of. Alright, I'm going to have to take care of others. Let's copy this. Copy. And write down here, let's use an else. Else if that happens to be, let's assume it's Nigeria, then we want it to be Nigerian Naira. Copy that and bring it right here. Paste. That is the Nigerian Naira. And let's close this off. We have 1, 2 brackets, so there's just one close here. Close and close this as well. There. So that is the Nigerian Naira multiplied by the British pound sterling will give us whatever the exchange rate is. Alright, so that is taken care of too. But those two countries, I don't have them on the system yet. Alright, I'm going to do one thing. You see here, I want to be able to view, I want to be able to see those names in here. So that is CMB convert. So I'm going to double click on the form. See inside the form create. Let's come right down here. CMB convert dot should I enter, let's enter text in there first. I think I'm going to, instead of adding all the codes here, I might as well create a function, and that will be, I will actually be able to reuse that very function. So let's cut this off from the form create. Scroll right up here. I'll create another function right underneath here. So right up here, I'm going to enter, let's say, procedure, and I'll call that reset. There. And I'll repeat exactly the same thing. Just press Ctrl Shift plus C. So make sure your cursor is there. Hold on to your Ctrl Shift and press C. There we go. The procedure is created for me. So I'm going to enter my text in there. Let's say text, the combo box text equals as follows. Maybe let's just say something like choose one. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Maybe I should even clear it first. Let's clear it here. Just paste that in there. Dot items dot clear. There. Now let's enter each countries, and I'm going to start with as follows. Come right here. Let's say dot item dot odd. Item dot add. I'm going to add, Let's go for Nigeria. We have Nigeria there. Now the next one, I'm going to go for the USA. So let's just paste. There. The next one will be USA. Now let's go for maybe Brazil. Kenya. Canada. Okay, let's go for India. And Philippines. Philippines. Right. Indonesia. Okay, I will add Indonesia and maybe stop it right there. There we go. And that is it. So I'm going to get rid of that. You can add as many countries as you want. The choice is yours. And right underneath, I'm going to say LBL convert dot caption, and I want that clear. And also the txt convert dot text, we can clear that as well. There. Right. Let's clear it first. Okay, now that that is taken care of, all I just need to do is now to call this very function inside the form load. So come right here, double click on the form itself. See, that makes life easy, and it actually makes it a little bit tidy, more tidy actually. There, I've just called the function there. You see, when I run it, and let's click on the, this will disappear. So I click on it, drop this down, and those are the countries. If I close, I get that back. Okay, I'm going to cover it as time goes on. But in here, when I close, I would like it to actually reset. So to reset everything. So now let's go back into that very button there. Double click on the close button and call that same function in there as well. There we go. So if I run it now, whatever country that is selected on the combo box, okay, we select USA and click on close, and that is it. It reset the whole lot. That is very good. Now let's say is USA that was selected, and we enter USA, enter whatever in here, we should be able to get it converted in here. Okay, when we click on that. So that's what I want to achieve now. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to go back to this very function, the convert function that I was working on earlier, this very one here. Okay, let's go back in there, and right there, that's the function. Let's call out this. So when I finish this function, we're going to have to call it inside that very button. We can even try it out now. Where is the function? That is it. Grab that, or grab hold of that. Let's go straight inside that very button. Double click on convert and paste. So if I run it, I should be able to take care of those two countries that I've already entered. Let's say USA and change that to whatever. There we go, look at that. And let's see, change it to Nigeria. There. So those two countries are fine. So let's go back into my codes here. So back in here, inside the function, I'm just going to copy this and change it around for the other countries. And the next country that I'm going to go for, let's go for Canada. And Canada, that is Canadian dollars. Grab that, bring it right down here, change that to Canadian dollars. I think it's C $. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's take care of, let's say we want to take care of Philippines. Grab hold of that and change that. This becomes Philippines, and this is Philippines as well. Now we need the Philippines currency symbol. You can always get that here. That is it. I'm going to copy that and paste that right here. There we go, Philippines taken care of. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4 countries taken care of. So let's speed up the other countries. Copy that and just paste. We have 2, 3, 4. There we go. So I'm going to speed up these 4 countries. Now the next one, let's go for Indonesia. And just paste that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Indonesia here. And Indonesia here. Delete this. Right. India. Let's see, India. Where's Indonesia? Yeah, we have India right here. And there. That's India taken care of. We need to get the symbol as well. Brazil. Get a hold of Brazil and right here underneath here. Put the name Brazil here and get rid of all of these. Right, Brazil is taken care of. Now, do we have Kenya there? Okay, I'm gonna get a hold of Kenya. Come right down here. I think Kenya will be the last one. Kenya there, and that will be, that's Kenya. There we go. Now all I then need to do is just to change the currency symbol for these countries. Let's look for Indonesia symbol. Copy that, come right down here, grab hold of that, change that to Indonesia one, and search for that. Okay, it's either IDR or RP. I'm going to pick RP. Okay, Indonesia symbol there. India symbol. Okay, Indian rupee. Change that, and there. That is Indian rupee. That looks good. Paste that in there. Brazil. Let's see, Brazil. And change that as well. Paste. Okay, it's our dollar. Okay then. change that to our dollar, and the Kenyan shillings. Come right there, Kenyan shillings. Okay, that's easy. KES. Alright, all done. Okay, let's take care of the Nigerian Naira, then we can try that out. Alright, that's the symbol right there. Let's grab hold of it here. Yeah. And just place that here. Okay. So I'm going to save that. Yes, save all the symbols. Now run. Let's see how that works. Okay, let me cover this first. At least there's no errors working. So close that and just drag it across to cover it. Yeah, that's my currency converter there. Right. Now run. Okay, it's coming up. There we go. Now make use of the currency converter, enter whatever amount you want, and then select your country. Brazil, convert. Nigeria, convert. USA, convert. India, let's see, convert. Kenya, convert. Philippines, convert. And Indonesia, convert that as well. That's good. Reset. There we go. That is fine. So the currency converter is taking care of, calculator is taking care of, everything is working. And when you click on today's date, you get the date in there. Okay, click on today's date or click on that. That is good. Everything is working now. So all we then need to do is to take care of the calculation and add the database. So what I want to try and achieve now is to take care of the database, and I will also need a data grid view here. So let's exit out of this, and first of all I'm going to need the following database. Let me open it up for you. It's called Hotel. That is it right there. Okay, it's opening up now. I'm going to copy it and just dump it inside my project folder. That is the database that I need. I'm going to save that. No, I don't need to save it, just close it. Now copy it, copy, and I can close that as well. Now let's open up the directory for my hotel management system and paste that right in there. Now I have my database in there. Now make sure the database is selected, then that's the name of the folder. Right click on it and you see where we have copy address as text. Get that copied. Notice the name of the database. So I can now close that. I don't need that anymore. Now let's go into the palette here. Get the palette opened. I think the palette is not here. So let's go to view. I may have mistakenly closed that. Go to window, two windows, and that is the palette. Click on that. Now in there I need TDB. The TDB, that's for the grill. Okay, let's do this first. I'm gonna come in here, get that opened, and that is the grill right there. Okay, the grill is sorted. Okay, bring it down. Alright, we have the grill in place. Now let's go back in here. The grill, that's the grill. So let's call it off and paste it in the right place. should be here. There. Alright, now that the grill is there, the next thing that I want to do now is I now need the connector. So let's come in here. It's going to be TADO connect. There we go. I'm going to grab hold of the connector. Just dump it right there. Let's see. There we go. That's the connector right there. Now I will then go to my object inspector, or you can also call it well, you can call it properties. Okay, now I'm gonna come in here, but it's known as object inspector here. Make sure it's selected. Now go straight to the connection string, click on that. Now click on build and then select Microsoft Office 16.0 Access Database Engine OLEDB. Okay, make sure that is selected. Click on next. There. And if you guys can still remember the address copied, I'm going to paste that right in here. But make sure you include backspace or backslash hotel dot accdb. Make sure that is included as well. Where we have admin, I'm going to get rid of the admin. You see the blank password, uncheck that and click on test. Test connection succeeded. Click on OK. We have another tab here known as advanced. Click on advanced. You see we have read write. I'm going to check read write. Okay, and uncheck this share. Make sure read write is checked. Click on OK. There. And that's all there is to that. Click on OK. Now let's scroll right down here. Right down here, you take a good look at this properties known as a login prompt. You do not want the system to prompt you for password or username, so uncheck that. That is fine. So we've taken care of the ADO connection. The next one we want to get hold of would be the ADO table. Grab hold of the ADO table and just dump it right here as well. There. With the ADO table selected, come right here to the properties where we have object inspector is called. Come right there, you see the connection. You can also paste the string in here that was copied. You can paste that in there, or you can just click on connection right here and select ADO connection 1. It's the same thing that you've done. Now let's scroll right down. We now want the name of the file. Go to where we have table name, drop it down, select whatever the table name is. The table name is called hotel. That is fine. Just one more thing left. Scroll right up. You see where we have activate. Click on that. And that is it. Done. Now the last process is, let's look for the data source. There we go. Grab data source, drop it in there. Now you want this data source connected to the table. Go to data set, drop that down, select ADO table 1, and that is that taken care of. Now I will connect every single component to the data source. Let's start with the navigator. I reckon you guys remember the DB navigator 1. Make sure that is selected and come right here. You see where we have data source. Click on the data source and select data source 1. You can see it's all lighted up. That's very good. Now that that is done, let's go to the next or the other tab here, hotel database. Select this DB grill. Now we want to connect it to the data source. That is the data source. If I connect it, we should be able to see all the files in there. There we go, look at the files. So our connection is working. That's brilliant. Alright, but we have a problem. Look at it. We can only see just 2 columns. So I'm going to right click on it, select column edit. Once you select column edit, you see right here, add all fields. Click on that. Once all fields is added, select each individual field. We now want to check out the field width. For the customer ID, the field width here is 64. Let's check out the first name. First name is 1534. So I'm going to change that to about 80. Surname, I'm going to change that to about 80 as well. 80. Address, maybe 120. Postcode, we can make that 40 or even a bit smaller. Make it 30. Mobile, here we leave that at 64. Email, I'm going to make that 120. Nationality, let's make that 80. Date of birth, we can make that about 70. Gender, we'll make that about 50. Then proof of ID, 80. Date in, this is 70. Date out, 70. Total number of days, so that's just going to be number of days alone. We'll make that about 40. Now room type, 80. Room number, maybe 60 or 50. Extension, 70. No, 50. It's just an extension. And days, we can make that about 70, 70, and 70. There. As you can see, all of the columns are now populated. Click on, let's close it. Look at it right there. That's much better. So I'm going to run it so that you guys see how that looks like. Then we can take care of the other connections. It's coming up. Now let's go to the second tab. There we go. Look at it. You see that, guys? So all I then need to do now is close that, and we'll link up all of these other ones. Okay, now exit out. Exit, yes. Now let's go to the first panel, customer system. So hotel system is called. Now select customer reference. Come into the data sets. That is not going to work, right? Because this is just an ordinary TE, text editor. We're gonna have to change all of this. So let's come in here. We need TB edit. So that will be TB edit. There we go. TDB edit. There, that is what we need. We don't need this. So I'm going to have to just get rid of all of this. This is what is required there. Okay, so the name of this is TXT. So now let's get rid of this very one, unfortunately. So let's go back to the name and just grab hold of the name. So I'm going to have to repeat the same thing for the others. Grab hold of the name get rid of that and change this one. The name of this is going to be that, but in this case it is a database, so I'm going to have to include database in front of it. TXTDBE customer. There, that's what I'm going to call it. TBE customer. Now, what is the, let's get hold of the font size for the others. It's 20 regular, so make this one 20 regular. 20 regular. There we go. And just make sure that fits. Alright, so I've taken care of the very first one. Now the data source for that, click on that and just select data source 1, and the field that will be in there will be the customer ID. There we go, the first one is taken care of. I'm going to have to delete the others individually. Get rid of that, copy this, paste it here. We have 2, reduce that, and the name of this is now going to be, let's change the official name. First of all, the data source data field, that will be first name, change that to first name, and the name, the variable name is now going to be called, undo that, let's copy this variable name here, copy, paste it here and change this to, and then that will be first name there. There we go. There. Now get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of these two and copy those two, copy and paste them right here. Now that's going to be surname, change that to surname, surname, and change this to address right up there. Okay, so what I'm changing is data field and data source. Okay, those two are taken care of. I'm going to take care of these other ones as well. Right, delete all of those. There are 3 there. Delete, copy 3, 1, 2 and 3, copy and paste. No, that's just 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now this is going to be for postcode. Change that to postcode P, change this to mobile, and change this to email, and so on, guys. Okay, so the first part is taken care of. So if I run it now, let's run it and you guys see how that's going to look like. That's how it's looking now. So I can navigate across there. That is fine. So let's repeat the same thing for these other ones. Alright, so exit out here. Okay, in the case of this very one with the name, with the dates, because there are some codes already attached to this, I'm going to just move them aside first so that I can get the codes right before we carry out any other adjustment. So let's copy this, copy that and paste it right here. Copy this there and reduce this as well. Once I get it right, then I change it all. Now this is going to be current date. Select that, change that to the current date. Okay, day in, and this is going to be day out. Yeah. Then this will be total days. Total days. Drop that down and look for total days. There. Now, inside here, I think it was a form load. Yeah, it was a form load. But first thing first, let's change the names. So the name of this is going to be, since it's a declared text edit, let's grab hold of the name of this first. Scroll right down. That is the name. Grab that and paste this. Just delete that and see if it's going to work. If it doesn't, then now just change it the other way around. Paste that there. Yeah, I think it's going to work. Now repeat the same thing for this. Just change the names around. Copy, delete, paste the name here for this one. There we go. Right. Okay, this side is all taken care of. Now let's take care of this side here. Okay, everything is fine here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it all, but make sure the component you select is that of data, is that is used in database. Okay, else you won't be able to link it to your database. So I'm going to select it all, and I want to link it all to my data source one. Is all selected. So let's come right down here, data source. There, they are all linked to data source. Now let's link them to their respective fields. So let's select this one that says type of room. Let's come right down here to, it's not that, so let's change that to room type single. The next one here is room number. Let's look for room number. That is fine, and followed by the extension, room extension. Do we have extension for the room? Telephone extension. There we go. Oh, this is breakfast. I think we need to change the data in there. Okay, now gender. Let's come in here. Gender. That is gender. Date of birth. That should be DBO. That's correct. Scroll right down. Then let's see the type of identity in there. This one is going to be proof. Yeah, proof of ID. And subtotal. Subtotal. Let's see, there's value in there. Okay, we want the tax next. There. And the total. There. Okay. So just like I said, the components required is the database component, DB edit component. That's what we need. Now let's run it and see how that works. Then we can take care of the calculation. Alright, that's good. That's the last record. They're all working fine. Alright, that's good. Apart from this, now everything is working the way I want. So what we then need to do is to take care of the calculation. That is when we enter. Okay, let's say we decide to enter new records. Alright, before I can take care of the calculation, so I need to take care of all of these combo box, so that when you click on them you'll be able to select some data. So I'm going to exit out and go to the form create and double click on the form. There, right underneath here, I'm going to have to speed that up. There we go. So take it from the top. Nationality, those are the samples of the countries that I've added. You can add as many as you like. Then the room type is just 1 to 5, and type of room we have single, double, and family. Gender, male or female. Then proof of identification, there we go. Right, you can add as many proof of identification you want, and that's all there is to that. So have a good look at it inside my form create. Nationality, rooms, room type, gender, and identity. So let's run it now and see. So if we click on any of these combo box, we get a drop down. There we go, right there, all from the form create and nationality as well. Alright, that is taken care of. So finally, let's take care of the total. Exit out. Back to the design view, double click on the total. And before I start with this total, I'm going to declare some variable here. Let's go up there and just declare the variable here as a global variable. Where is my, there they are, those are my variables. Yeah, okay, right underneath the variables declare for the currency, I'm going to come down here and just declare as follows. So we have single room, double room, family, I tags, and tags. So enter semicolon, and I'm going to declare them as double. There we go. Now back into the total, double click on the total button. So right inside the total button, let's initialize all of those variables. So that is the tax rate, the cost of single room, the cost of double room, and the cost of family room, all initialized. And make sure you enter column in there as well. There we go. There. The next thing is I'm going to declare a local variable here. That local variable is going to, let's just call that total number of days, or total number of days. There. And I'm going to make that, let's call it an integer. That is it taken care of. Now let's come right down here. See, since we have initialized all our variables, so right underneath here, I'm going to now say total number of days. Grab that and paste that right here. Total number of days equals, let's convert that to int, and that is whatever value we enter in txt total days dot text. There. So whatever value you enter inside the text box is stored right in here now, and it's officially converted to integer anyway. Now let's use an if statement. If CMB room type dot text equals single, if it's single, then we want the following to happen. Tax is one of the variable I declared as a global variable, equals, let's say single room. Grab the single room over there. Single room multiply by total number of days. And I'm now going to multiply that by I tax, that's the tax rate, and divide that by 100 to give us the tax there. So let's store these values straight into txt tax dot text equals, we have to convert it to string. So let's say I will enter the pound sign in there, pound sign plus, that's a float, to string, and what are we converting? That's going to be tax. And just close that up there. So we've worked out that of tax. Alright, let's take care of subtotal. In the case of subtotal, that is going to be, that's a txt subtotal dot text, that will be equals, we want to convert it to string character as well, so I can just get hold of these. Let's get hold of everything we have in here, paste it right here, and here change that to those two, single room multiplied by total number of days. That should give us the subtotal before the tax. Collapse this as well. Right. Now let's work out the total. I'm going to grab all of these. Come right down here, paste, and get rid of the sub. So that should take care of the total. But we also need to add the tax to that. So let's grab hold of these and just add it to everything that we have in here. Enter a bracket here and a bracket there. So that will give us the total value. Okay, subtotal plus tax. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to try that out now. Let's just see how that's going to work. Save that first and let's hit and run. Oh, hold on. Let's enter column here and column here as well, else we will end up with an error. Okay, let's see. I hope it all is all taken care of. Okay, let's run. Alright, no error. Okay, I'm going to select new and let's enter today's date. And here I'm going to enter, let's say there, 13 days, and here that's going to be single. Click on total. Look at that. That's fine. So let's exit out. Yeah. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for double. Okay, I'm now going to copy these lines of codes, Ctrl C, and just paste it down here for double, and I'll change the details around. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the family. So let's grab the variable for double room, copy that. Maybe we should inflate this a little bit more, make that maybe about 80. Yeah. And now change the variables around. Room type, this becomes double, and this becomes double as well, and this is double. Okay, I think all the double are taken care of. Let's take care of family room. Grab that, come right down here, family room, that is family, and here is family as well, and finally we have family here as well. There, and that is all there is to it. So have a good look at the lines of code. Local variable declared, global variable initialized, and number of days is stored in here, and we then use an if statement to determine the selection made, but we need to change this to double as well. The selection made here should be changed to double, while the selection made here should be changed to family room. There. Okay, that is it taken care of. I'm now going to run it. So click on run, and let's see. I'm going to click on add new. Now enter today's date there, and here how long you're going to be staying in the hotel for, 13 days, or maybe let's change it to 42 days. Okay, come in here, single room, there we go, 4,000 plus, double room there, and let's assume it's family room. There we go. There isn't much different in there, we just need to check one or two things. Alright, that is that. So everything is working as expected. I'm going to exit out. Let's just tidy up a little bit. I just want to point your attention to something. You see, anytime I click on add new, we always get the data in the date, the current date in here disappears. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the default date from the form create. So let's exit out now, and let's go into design view, double click on the form itself. Do that again. Right, I'm going to copy these. Let's copy all of these up to here, and let's go back in here and double click on the current date, double click on it there. I'm just going to enter that value in there. So save that and let's run it. There we go, it's coming up. Good, no error. Alright, so let's assume we want to enter the new data in there. Okay, as you can see, we can scroll along to the last data and our current data. Now enter new data. There we still have the current date, and let's say the customer is going to be here till on the 8th of next year. That's going to be 14 days to 2022, and nationality is an Indian, reference number, and the name, let's say the name is part Indian. Okay, and the surname will be Indy. There. An address of Mr. Indy, let's say it's 13. Alright, postcode and mobile number, email of Mr. Indy, Gmail at whatever. There. And room type is with his family. Okay, that's the room number. Extension is 1004, and gender is male. Date of birth right? And identity type is a pilot, and that is it. Total. So let's click on total. Now that we have all the details in there, that's the total there. Okay, will you like to convert the money? Let's assume you want to convert these to whatever. So let's say it's 1,000 plus 1,000 to maybe Canadian, and convert. That is it right there. You see that, guys? So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, but before then, let's check. Do we have his details in here? We can refresh. Right, come right in here. Those are all of the information, and those are the details of part in the, look at it right up here. Look at that. Okay, so every information is in place. Well caught. There. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of this channel. You all have a nice day now, and Merry Christmas. Bye for now.